to the Discordians.
Yeah, we fire guns. What? It's awfully clickbaity.
Yeah, exactly. So people will come here.
I love the I saw a title of one of your streams a couple of days ago, and it was just "You won't believe number 15."
Yeah.
I gotta admit, that made me laugh.
Alright, okay, got the link. Get the moves. Oh yeah, let me just send a message here. Alright then. Right. Right, okay, guys.
Hello there.
You're on. Justify your job, your very, very, very expensive salary.
A very expensive salary. To be fair, I keep pushing for it. I'm gonna keep pushing that number up until you tell me no.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can give you all the raise that you want in percentage.
I like the caveat. Only in percentages, though.
Yeah.
Don't give me real numbers.
We only want imaginary numbers.
Yeah. Everyone's favorite bit of maths.
Below res,
Oh, God.
if I shall say.
Bit low res, is it?
Yeah, just.
Yeah, so this is the block out for Lisbon. Once I've finished this bit with these like flower planters, then I'm on to doing the building projections for the street, dropping cars in and dressing it. And obviously like replacing these for like brick walls, like meshes, but
yeah. Do you think we can use the same trick that we use in Hamburg?
I'm planning to, yeah.
I mean, this looks a little bit too close to comfort to use just a cube, right?
I don't know, because me. Hold up. Yeah, I don't know, because there's definitely going to be some weird perspective stuff going on, because there's not really great imagery from the street. It's literally just the car driving on the road. There's no wide angle stuff. I've got a splinter in my thumb. So yeah, some of the buildings I've got a great angle for it. Kind of these buildings on this side, I've got a really good angle, and those ones and that end, because it's got a bit more distance, so you can get a really good view on it. The ones here, I'm sort of like looking up at the building like that.
Yeah,
which is a little bit awkward.
I mean, yeah, of course, like the season 1 is not very relevant, but if you switch to the Google, to the street view, right?
Yeah, I have got it up. Let me switch my screen. So where are we? Yeah. So like these buildings on what I'm calling the rear of the map, I've got a really good angle of them, so I can get not that like I can avoid massive perspective warp. I can do quite decent quality, I think, and on the ends as well. But the ones here, I'm like really looking up at it, so I'm gonna start getting really weird warps at the top.
No, yeah, I mean that one no is way too much. But I mean that is some crazy. Yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, let's keep the building for very last, right? Let's get everything else first.
Okay.
Because I'm, you know, almost 100% convinced that we need to do some proper 3D modeling. Like,
Oh, actually, one on here as well.
it
I might as
won't
well.
really work for blueprint pad.
Oh, I need to sort the floor out. I need to do that because I've fixed slash remade the blueprint for the floor and swapped the glass over. So this one's actually broken.
I told you not to use blueprints. But you never listen.
Yeah, no, I really need to do the spines. I do listen. I just don't have a choice. Right, let me. Where's my phone? I need to add that to my to-do list, but that's minor. So yeah. So this is the pier, um, which I've done like decals and that because it's really like filthy and covered and stuff. But I looked at it on the video. For this section, because I'm guessing we're gonna have like invisible walls. So kind of anywhere you can see from the playable area for this jump, it's dressed up, and then the rest of it is not.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because you can't even come up here. There's actually breaks in the mesh which I need to manually fill in because it's basically just going to be this running jump, isn't it? Great.
Yeah, I think so. I think like Max did a standing jump, right?
Nah, he done it running.
Oh, he did the running jump. Then. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I would guess that is gonna be yeah. That is the only bit that. I mean, we will of course use it more, right? But for now, the focus point could be just that bit there. I
Yeah.
wonder how can we can make it, there is a bit more, yeah, playable around that point, right?
Yeah, I'll probably just have to go through and do it all properly in that, but now I think I'm just gonna get because I'm already so far behind schedule. I'm kind of just trying to get them up to playable and then move on to the next one.
Yeah. So the curbs things. How do we did we fix the the issues with the curbs?
Um, we fixed a lot of. Well, we've fixed some of the issues, not all of them. So that was unfortunate. That was an unfortunate place to turn off Caesar. I was gonna say that doesn't happen anymore because I didn't think it did. So I'm having an issue with the spline meshes, like switching between spline and not spline. It keeps breaking it for some reason. What's this? It's broken. All right. I'm not quite sure why there's a gap though. So yeah, okay, no. I've made things work and other things are broken. So wherever the trees are now, it generates like dirt around the tree, displaces the dirt up by varying amounts with the roots, and then automatically vertex blends it into the material around it. For some reason, it's creating an edge where it displaces it down. Can't work out
Yeah.
why. Um, so it handles it for multiple trees on both sides. Curves generate automatically. They've got some issues, which I didn't think this was an issue, but apparently it is. Pavement still works well, and the road works well. It certainly gives me a base to work from quite quickly.
So yeah, how easy is to control this layout thing? Like, yeah, how
It's
easy is
gonna.
to change things?
I think it's gonna lag a bit because of the trees. If I just disconnect the trees for a second,
Okay, yeah.
that's the sort of reaction speed to dragging it around. The trees do slow it down quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, as
Yeah.
long as you can enable and disable stuff while you are.
Yeah. So what I've been doing, I should probably add a toggle specifically for the trees. But what I've been doing is just freezing it, dragging it around, and then I'll just unfreeze it.
Oh yeah, the old. Yeah.
But I need to add an actual toggle for the trees. But yeah, basically for now it's gotten to a stage where it gives me a good base. There's definitely once these little bugs are fixed in that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It'll be a quite a good tool. But at the moment it's got issues.
Yeah. Well, that's
Sorry,
understandable.
like I say, my brain's fried at the moment, so my English is not going to be great.
So
Hey, thank you.
you
What's up,
will.
Grey Fox? What's up, Jack Stell? I've got one vote for me staying already.
Yeah, but I think Grey Fox voted for you to go, right?
No, no, no.
No? I mean, you guys are crazy. Don't get enough? I don't know what that means, but I think that means you have to
I think
go.
it's because it's your. I think it's because it's your third stream today.
um, no, I read it as Gans needs to go. That is what the way that I read it.
You read everything as Guns needs to go.
I mean, before you go, right, you can have your salary increase. That's how it
Wow,
is.
you're too kind.
Always in percentage. So, um, um, how feasible is to populate the so if we take the road for example, right?
Mhm.
Um, how feasible with your horrible blueprint mess
Thank you.
is the you're welcome is to populate the yeah that part to like dress it like like scatter stuff around doing the decals doing all the procedures that you generally do
So
to dress up
on
that
the
area,
on the first version, which is now dead because I built it in the wrong class,
right?
I did have it would procedurally place trash along the curved edges,
Yeah.
like in this little crevice here, as if it had built up in the curves. So I know how to work that out and place that. It's not that hard. This blue spline in the middle currently doesn't do anything, but I've got it earmarked for basically being the spline that draws where the lane divider would be, the white dotted lines, and then along that I will place I'm guessing decals for blade separation,
Yeah, or
or
maybe around
or do it for cat's eyes.
yeah. But what
Um,
about no? Sorry, go.
sorry, I was going to say in terms of things like pothole meshes or patches, etc. Because the pavement, the road, and the other pavement are three individual meshes. I can select. Well, I'm thinking off the top of my head. I haven't actually tested it, but I can select the road mesh. I could then just do can't think what it's called, like random point in bounds or something like that, or random vector in
Mhm.
bounds, um, and just spawn road damage decals or potholes and things like that, and it should just place them like foliage randomly around it.
Yeah. So can we have a list of so what are the classic operations that you do when you dress up? Um,
Vertex painting,
so versus
um,
painting. Can we do vertex painting? I don't mean like the final pass, but I mean the most laborious work. Can we just start doing it in like automatically in code, and then we go and touch up what it
yeah,
like doesn't work?
yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Because
vertex
most of
painting.
it's vertex painting and placing decals, and then foliage scattering, whether it's trash or plants or weeds or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which I could do. So I've got two choices actually for the foliage scattering and the trash. Now I could either do it like with the random point in bound, or I could do it using PCG, and I'll use the road as the bounds and use the PCG tools to place it because it's just a glorified scatterer.
Yeah.
For the vertex painting, um, so here for example, the way this works is I select the actor of the tree or whatever actor I
The
want it to
way
be.
this doesn't work, but yeah.
Yeah. The way part of it works is I select the tree, it will take the location, it creates a selection of vertices in a sphere of radius around the origin of this tree. It will so I've got two master materials. I've got like a master pavement material which I can make pieces of to change the texture out. At the moment it is just this ramp. And I've got a master dirt. It will take textures from both of those. It will detect what they are, take them, and put them into a dynamic instance of a vert blend material I've got. The reason I've got it set up like that is so that I can change out which materials I'm using on the pavement, and it will automatically update the dynamic one. Um, so it sets the textures correctly, and then with that selection, with the geometry scripts, I can automatically vertex paint, and I've got the material set up to blend already. So this is actually doing vertex painting automatically based on the tree's location. I'm not doing this.
Can I see the wireframe of that? Ah.
So so the pavement starts off as a plane. I will remesh it to make it dense, make the selection, do the displacement and everything, and then was it simplified to planar? So anything that's not been displaced will be simplified back down to flat as much as it can.
Mhm.
You do end up with some errant triangles, but for the most part, it's pretty much simplified down, and then it just keeps the density on that section.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that is way too low poly to do I mean, if you want to do versus painting, right, then why we don't just subdivide consistently throughout the whole mesh?
I will do. Yeah, I probably won't simplify back down when it comes to vertex painting the whole mesh. At the moment, I don't have that implemented, and I wanted to just, for now, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Um, because I hadn't decided if I was going to do it automatically or manually yet.
Mhm.
like I say, this is just vertex blending the boundary of it, um, which is quite simple because I've got the selection, so I know where the edge is. Um, I could. So one of the concerns I've got about automatically vertex painting pavement is you're always gonna notice patterns. It's never gonna look natural.
Yeah, you mean instead of doing manually, right? Instead of carefully painting. Uh,
Yeah, like the patches of dirt and the build up and footsteps and that, it's gonna look robotic because it is robotic. Um, which is one reason I was a bit worried about doing it automatically and was sort of holding back to maybe do it manually.
no, I mean I completely agree, and that was one of my main point of concern that I wanted to bring up because and I already you know I said it like a million times. It's uh, one of my things that go very Logoroiki about it. It's yeah. I don't think. And this is why I've asked about how do we want to do the foliage, the dirt, the decals and
Yeah.
stuff. So I really believe that there is no uh there is not an easy way to there is not a good way of doing it. You can do it automatically and then it will look like crap. Uh, so I wonder, can we do it up to a point and then make it uncrap, or that would not work? I'm inclined to think that that wouldn't work. Like trying to clean up the
Uh,
yeah
See, part of me wants to say yes, but I think realistically you'll end up going back and removing so much of the automated stuff to replace it that it
yeah
kind of ends up being pointless.
yeah unless right we how much I hate AI and all of the latest bullshit. I got
No,
some great
I don't.
friends on LinkedIn. Have you got my LinkedIn? Um,
Yeah, I do. I don't go on LinkedIn very much.
no, me neither. But when I go, I always take the piece out of those stupid people that say, "Oh, AI, blah blah." By the way, I believe the only one of the few cases in which AI, well, with AI, I mean model, regression models like uh, diffusion model, right? Like a little bit like mid journey works, right? They all like diffuse models, right?
Okay.
I think that could be the only way that we could achieve uh realistic looking patterns, without, because the moment you use mathematical functions like a Perlin noise, the Perlin noise is one of the most common like noise
Yeah.
generator from a guy called Ken Perlin, who I met in Boston in 2006 at the SIGGRAPH, by the way.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's a great guy, very big. And I met him and Jim Blin over an hamburger in the SIGGRAPH post party. Well, anyway, oh, I also met in the same hamburger. I met Tim Cook. It was yeah, very weird.
So many people. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, but so anyway, no, so like yeah, the Perlin noise is. In fact, I think if you go into blueprints, there are functions to generate Perlin
Yeah,
noise.
there's
Yeah, right.
yeah, there are.
So no matter how much you wanna mask it, it will always look fake. There is no way around it, right?
Yeah.
So I think I think the only way to combat that is to use a diffusion model. Um, the problem with that is utterly stupid. You end up spending, like £10,000 in GPU processing for an hour on whatever cloud provider you uh,
Yeah.
you're gonna use, and you're gonna tweak and stuff, and you're gonna take a million years. So there must be a way of not doing that, and also not doing the pearly noise. But yeah, I mean, if I had a little bit more time to focus on that thing, I think we could eventually come up with something. But now that we don't have that time to do this research, part of me thinks that maybe, right, the best solution is to have uh, a glorified tool, like one of those splatter tools. Uh, they just does it manually, but the fastest way that you could have it manually. Maybe, I don't know, using some tricks to help you fill out more areas and stuff. So sort of like half manually, and I think that is realistically the only solution that it could work.
So I mean,
I don't know.
the way I was doing it in Sam's level was what the fuck? I was running a basically a rain simulation
Yeah.
to
Okay. Yeah.
so I'd get all the buildings in place, and then I ran a rain
Hmm.
simulation, so you'd have the occlusion from different buildings in that, and it gave certainly a more natural looking
Yeah.
vertex blend.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That could work. I think one of those hybrid solution. I think that is, yeah. It could be just that. So I think part of the reason why in your thing you got those crazy angles there is because I'm pretty sure they use swap the tangents. I mean, the tangents, they're going, yeah, the opposite way that they think they're going. Okay, so
confused.
uh, okay, so in terms of road decals, right? Well, in terms of the road structure, right? What are the elements that we can add? Like, let's say in this half procedural way, right? What are the road elements that are present in every road that we could add, like almost the same way
Um,
that we do the spline, right? There is there is a parking lot, right? It's a parking space, right? Can
yeah.
we have something that says, right, draw a parking line between here and here?
Um, yes. What would be the best way to do it? Because the thing is, you'd have to designate to the tool somehow
Yeah,
that it was a
each.
parking area.
Yeah,
At which point you might as well just use like a normal spline tool to place decals along there.
but something like you choose 2 points along those spline, and you said, okay, draw a parking line between those 2 points, right? Like,
Oh
as
yeah,
simple as
okay,
that. Yeah.
that could work. Sandboxes. Hmm. I need to work out what's happening here. So I've got an issue where these gaps start forming if the splines are spline points that they're connected to are curves. If the 2 points are linear, those gaps disappear. So I need to work out what the hell is happening there. Like it's reading the length of the spline wrong.
Yeah, I think that could be because when they're curved, the length of a spline is not easy to calculate. When they're linear, it's just a multiplication, right? When they're curved,
Yeah,
the length of the spline, it's
complicated.
yeah, because in theory, you should
I'm
have
passing that to. Oh,
uh, in theory you should have the spline is always continuous, but
see,
you know
I
if
get a different. See, this is awkward because when I set it to curve, I get those gaps in the curves because it's struggling to calculate the length. When I set
yeah
them all to linear, the pavements don't line up right. They line up weird.
yeah that is very weird.
Oh no, I know why that's happening. No, I know what. I know
Does it
why that's
get the other point, the outside point?
Hang on. Right. Okay. Uh, wait. So spawn points to that. So, um,
Yeah, I think Dan has got a good point. I think the most laborious part here is to just move those blind points, right? See, it's a very
um,
fine
it,
line.
it it is when it is when the tool doesn't work. When the tool works fine, it takes seconds.
Uh,
I
it's
think
one
the
of
issue
those.
is down more to me than the tool.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you do everything internally in a real and when things work, you're gonna go much faster because then you have all the materials, all the thing, all the meshes, everything is there for you. Um, so you have one less step to go.
Uh,
Morning, Leonard. Evening. Evening. That's strange. Fine.
that's fine. Right, if I've done this right, the oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong side. Grab spline R, grab those, set it to linear, it'll break, save it all just in case, compile, and it should fix. It did fix.
Right.
Yeah, all right. So I know what the issue is. So the problem is, um, so one issue I have to face is so I'm drawing the edge of the road, like the curb, which is acts as the edge of the road near the pavement, and then the outer edge of the pavement. But for example, this yellow and this cyan need to act as a single closed loop to create the pavement, even though they're two different splines. So I
Mm-hmm.
take all of the points from both, I combine them into an array, and I create a new spline that's hidden from the user. That's why this merged pavements R spline do not edit. It exists. I mean, it's this purple one you're seeing with
Mm-hmm.
the two joined. The thing is, though, because I'm manually creating it, when I changed the point types from curved to linear, it wasn't changing this hidden spline. It was leaving it as curved. So it was
All
reading
right.
the curved version of what is now in linear, which is why they would be syncing.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'd have to do is when I'm joining these two splines together, take a note of is the point type curve or linear, the new point I'm making match it, and then it lines up.
Uh,
So I know how to fix that.
ah, but it's not fixed yet.
It's not this second. I've only
All
just
right.
worked it
Okay.
out, but
No, no. Okay. Okay. No, I thought like you work it out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought you said, "Oh yeah,
no,
I fixed."
no, I worked it
Okay.
out whilst we were talking.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what are yeah. So what I'd like to get to a point in which we have an idea of how effective our tools can be. So let's say that okay, we need to create juice level, right? Let's say that we create juice level only after we have all of this
It's gonna be a fucking
one
note.
fixed, right? Um, so I want to get to a point in which we can say, okay, with all our tools stuff,
Mm.
we know what works, we know what doesn't work, but with all our tools to create juice level, it will take 1 hour. Like it's a good number. But, okay, no,
Oh,
like it will
Drew,
take
Drew, Drew's level's
X
gonna be
time.
horrible to make
Uh,
as well.
yeah, okay, but then let's analyze why, right? So have we got a new pattern that we don't have here to handle? Because at some point, right, we should be able to cover all the patterns that we need to make any level, right?
So, hang on, let me share my screen onto Google Maps and then pull up Drew's level. Uh, Google Maps. There we go. Saved challenge list. Right. So this is Drew's level,
Yeah.
which okay. So drawing a floor, easy. Doing the
Yeah.
rails, like regardless of multicolored, doesn't matter. That's fine. That's simple. For buildings in the distance, we can use the projection trick. We know that.
Yeah.
The problem I'm seeing is the amount of like unique buildings that are super up close that we need
Hmm.
high detail,
Yeah.
which the only way I can think of doing it is just classic modeling and texturing.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I can't. I don't know how we would automate
No, I don't
making
think
that
we.
storefront,
Yeah.
for
I don't,
example.
I don't think. Yeah. I don't think that it's even smart to think about. Oh yeah, we need to automate these weird shape things in the middle of Bristol, right? It's like
Mm.
I think like automation is the worst is that you can automate and repeat everywhere, but this is just a unique piece. We don't, you know. I mean, theoretically everything is unique, but yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah. Sorry, I'm back in 1 sec.
All right, so while waiting for Gans, let's see some messages on the chat. We guys release the tools to the public just for in-house use. The tools to create the levels. No, I think. Mm, yeah, I mean, not really much market for that. So I think it's one of those internal things. Yeah, if we can bring it to a level in which they are really usable uh, in a general purpose way. I think we may consider having a yeah
Yo yo yo.
release, but uh,
Um, sorry about that.
yeah, it doesn't
So
feel like enough. All right, Gans is back. All right, so
so
yeah,
over automating is a mistake. So things like this, because they're so unique, you'd have to do manually.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
that's fine, but so for every level we will need to decide what are the parts that we can automate, what are the parts that we cannot, right? But
yeah.
even for max level, right, that those bit of the, I don't know what they're called, but those big concrete thing around the bridge, right? You know,
Oh, yeah.
that is something that we need to get, manual anyway. So there always gonna be something that, you know
These things.
yeah, those things there, for example, there's always gonna be things that we,
Hmm.
yeah, that we need to do.
Another another issue we're going to have as well. And well, it depends on how true to a real location you want to be as to whether or not it's an issue. Is getting accurate data of where things are and lead to. So, like for example, I know there's a set of stairs there, and presumably they join the floor under here, but I don't actually know if they join here or if they lead into a tunnel that goes out. Other than having a scout go there and get photos.
Oh, I think that one it should be more gameplay driven, right? If there are some steps there, and it doesn't really matter if that, where they go in real life. I think, uh, apart from the main, you know the main the center point of the challenge, right? Everything else around it should we be really tailored to having work with the gameplay in mind, right? So
Okay,
yeah, I would say almost complete, almost complete artistic,
license.
yeah, license for those.
Okay,
Which I think it should be what Sam is going to do for the most part, right? So okay, just create parkour playable areas around these places, right? And then we need to make it nice, right? Pretty much.
okay. Um, yeah, fair.
I think
One,
what is gonna be nice for me is to have a nice blend between those things. For example, that, can you go back to that blue? Like there is a banner there. It say, was it Johnson James? No, like go. Yeah, like where the girl is. Yeah, okay. No, look. Uh, yeah, there. Like Jake's bikes, for
oh,
example. Well, like say, like just to get some real, well, without any copyrights, blah blah. But like just get some. Real things that are there, or almost
yeah,
like for no reason, and then blending with, like
yeah,
gameplay things that work. So I think that mix and match of this, I don't know, it gives a lot more,
yeah,
branding in that respect. And then small things like that, it's just that, something that you have to do it manually, something that you
yeah. That
cannot
that that,
automate, right? Yeah,
that has to be done manually. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But I think, like,
Um,
a couple of those things, right, or more than a couple, but just a few scattered around the area, just to give the impression that, oh right, okay, yeah, it's like it's not the classic, or try to cover up the tiling of the repeating patterns, right, of the
yeah.
model.
Another useful tool as well will be a tool that we can make street signs with.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, street style as well. It's
But so that we don't have to do it manually, we could just put a rectangle there and give it the street name, and it would create it. It'd be a really nice tool.
Oh, you mean those the 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 English street names thing?
Yeah, because they all use the same font and the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
size and
Yeah,
everything. Like it's so uniform. I definitely feel like we can automate that.
yeah, we can. Yeah, and then also like a couple of small. variation here and there just to get,
Yeah.
if there is something specific. Yeah, some of them I got. I noticed some of them I got like red corners in London. Some of them I go, yeah,
Mm.
whatever. Like just to give that little bit of yeah, uh, just to get away from the um repetitiveness of the procedural generation of this thing. Another thing that
That
no,
that is
you go,
something as
sorry.
well. It might be worth however many artists we've got in the team, like having an artist whose basically whole job is to just make advertising signs and graffiti and things like that. So we just have a near endless supply because
Yeah,
I don't think you can ever have enough. Because placing them we can do automatically, but in terms of variation, I don't think we can ever have enough.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, even just in this shot here, you've got like 30 different, 40 different assets that are all just different textures.
yeah. Yeah, I think graffiti is one of the most overused, trick to really make the area,
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
real though.
stand. No, yeah, I think it's a very good trick. I mean, it's not the bad one. I love like, but in theory, they should be really unique for that area, right? Because yeah, I mean, okay, there are tags that are in common, right? For an
Yeah.
artist that tags 20 million places there, but for the most part, I like the uniqueness of the. Uh, um, I like Jake's bikes. Maybe we should ask Jake's bikes if he wants to be in the game. And that was that a Chinese restaurant there?
Also, I didn't do anything brought you up. I'm being hamstrung. This is God. What a horrible color selection. Mayflower Chinese restaurant. That is hard to read.
Mayflower.
Yes, Mayflower.
Ah, yeah, no, I thought it was like Mayfair. Premier
Or
Inn?
Bill.
No, we don't wanna deal with them.
What with the old Bill?
Yeah.
Say welcome to God's house. It does. Oh, it's near National Cinema.
Oh, maybe we can have the church.
Oh, this will be another useful tool if we can make it. It's something that does this, like
Mm,
engrave. Right, if we can
yeah.
set a section, give it the text, and it will just create like an engraved geometry rather than having to model it every time. I guess
Yeah.
we can do it with textures, but it would look good if it was real geometry.
Yeah. But for that, maybe we can use one of those, pixel offset stuff. It will look, as good as what sometimes. It's good
Yeah,
sometimes.
and I have issues with them. I can never get them to work right. They're so specific on their like use cases. I always struggle with them.
And yeah, in general, right? What I think is, uh, what we haven't done it yet, but what is still lacking for us, and what will, yeah, it will be still lacking for quite some time is, um, if you go back to the Lisbon level, right? Because I think that is quite, yeah. So if you look at the payment there, right? Okay, this in this case, he has got a slightly different text, right? But no, regardless of that, right? Uh, so and it could be it could be a, it could be seen as an issue with vertex painting, but I don't think it is just a vertex painting issue. What I think is missing is the ability to. Okay, so that is the perfect case scenario, right? In this area, we got one, two, three, four,
Oh, to break
five,
up the types of pavement.
yeah, six
Yeah.
different materials in
Yeah.
that bit there. And then
So,
again, I don't think that this can be automated because whatever you automate, it will always look, that purling noise scattering that doesn't make any sense, right? It needs to be like just go there, what they did here, because here, like, uh, clearly some humans did this, and to me it doesn't make any sense. But because it's there, it just, I don't know, just it validates the fact that yeah, whatever, it's weird, but let's just do
well,
it.
the thing of what sells it as well, and this is why vertex blending won't work, is that you can see the joinery between it. Like there's actual gaps where something's been cut out and it's been dropped in. If you're just vertex painting and blending two
Yeah,
textures, you
yeah.
don't get that meeting of geometry. Um, which if sand level loads, let me see if I've still got it in. I do. Okay. Let me switch my screen back because I did actually start making a tool to try and address this. Uh,
But I think that is one of
uh,
the most critical parts
yeah.
for us. Yeah.
So this tool I've made here doesn't look right.
It's raining.
Yeah. Okay. So you create a mesh. Oh, God, I've been so long since I've done this. Um, and basically, I was using the vertex painting to drive an opacity mask. So you could drop in. You still have to do it mostly manually, but you can drop in whatever um, meshes you want in different pavements, and you use the vertex painting to line it up with the like where the pavement, for example, actually breaks. You can paint up to that section, so you're not getting the weird tiles sticking out, and then you can sort of more naturally actually fit it in. Was the point? So then you would have like a little bit of overlap, or you'd leave a little bit of overlap where those joineries are.
Yeah. Um.
It's laborious as all hell, but it does kind of work.
Yeah. I mean, because you used only in that place, of course, it looks like a little bit weird in there. But yeah, the idea is that you will have a series of those things, right?
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah,
if
sorry, you'd use it in more places.
yeah. So in theory, right? In theory, you should replace the whole payment with those Lego blocks, right? In theory.
Oh, so we have
Yeah.
individual tiles everywhere, and then we could
Well,
infinitely displace and bump and
yeah.
crack as much as we wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, almost like
But then I'll get fired because we'll open the level and it'll run at 0.2 frames a second.
sure. Yeah. Um yeah,
And
that is another
that would just be unacceptable.
uh what is the name when uh you intentionally do something bad?
Uh,
There are reasons to fire somebody is grave misconduct. No, there is another name for that.
gross misconduct?
Gross, yeah, gross. No, is it gross? There is a name that
Well,
says you just wanted to be a piece of shit, right?
oh, yeah,
Uh,
I don't know what the word for that would be.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, but uh, something that address this problem, because I think that this is the center point of this is what blurs the line between something that could look real and something that say, yeah, sure, it's just a flat texture splatter around
Yeah.
everywhere, right? Yeah. So we must Yeah, we must be in a position to, yeah,
Unless
even trying
actually,
to do that.
so you know that easy mapper tool.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
his when you switch between his textures using vertex blending, he also takes in the height map, doesn't he? So
yeah.
that it will vertex blend, but then it'll do it via height. So we could use that, either his straight up tool or that tech. So if we was to vertex paint in that we want a change in texture there, it would read the height map just to find the edges and paint it in, so you would get that dip and that joining geometry.
Mm,
I feel like that works in on paper more than it would work in real life. Would it work?
yeah, I'm not a big fan of doing tessellation like that because it's all good if you're making a movie and you need to render one frame every half an hour.
Oh, but not for runtime.
For runtime is always that illusion of, oh yeah, you can use nanite with 20 trillion polygons, blah blah. Yeah, no, it's like I've never seen anyone, running nanite at 60 frames a second unless they've got
Certainly
a
not the
super
bulk of
GPU.
your player base. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. So yeah, sure, it's great, but it's not quite ready for prime time yet. And that was 3 years ago, right? So it's not really making any substantial progress in terms of performances. So to me, that says that, yeah, it will probably stay like this for a long time. Um, yeah, because maybe it comes down to what is the quickest way to draw these meshes, right? Yeah, what is the quickest way to? Yeah, I really think that the 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 quickest way to find out is just select that corner there and just try to reproduce it. How long does it take, and what are the bottleneck of that?
Bottleneck.
Yeah, of that type of job.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
Because at some point we are gonna find what works better and what it doesn't work as
I
good
guess I
as we
could.
think.
I guess I could just manually model it. Like in Blender, for example, like I could model. I could draw out this section even just as a plane or whatever. Set the lines for where I want the material IDs to change, and then where I know they're changing, I could model in that change in geometry. So the rest of it, the bulk of a texture would be just flat, low poly. And then it would transition to high poly for the join so that we can get actual depth and stuff. But then I'd need to know with certainty what was going where when I'm modeling it at that point. It's not something that
Yeah,
we could affect and change in editor at runtime. It would
yeah.
be locked
No,
in.
I think going in and out of Blender it's already losing because the rest of the tool is worked with this, spline thingy there. So we need to
Mm,
find a way to do it within the same tool. Otherwise, you're always gonna have the problem of keeping updating 20 million things, right? Oh yeah, no, 1 second, I need to push update in Blender. Oh no, okay, I need to update the spline. Oh no, I need to update
okay.
whatever. Yeah.
What? Okay. What about? So at the moment with the spline tool, the pavements are being generated as plane. If we make them a box instead of a plane, um, and then when if we was to mark, say we want a different pavement here, it could take the edge of that selection to boolean in a groove, and then just set the material IDs in and out as separate for the two different pavements, and you've booleaned in the groove.
Uh, yeah, Boolean's operations are always very tricky. They don't always go. I think it's a bit different than that. I think that needs to have. I mean, I just say that belly noise is never gonna work, but but just for a millisecond, right? Let's just
It
phrase
needs
it.
something
Yeah,
dirty, so it's not a clean edge. You mean?
yeah. It needs something that has got a variation of even that groove. It needs something to be because like
Yeah,
if you
we
look
could do that.
there, yeah,
We
but
could
that should be
we can
automated.
Perlin mask the selection, or we can
Yeah.
displace it after the boolean, or I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way of making that join and that groove real geometry, and like because I think that and like the ambient occlusion that it will create, and that is what will sell it. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, because just in this, I think we should take this screen here, this area here, as our sandbox for.
You know what I think I need to do as well, actually, which I'm gonna as soon as I say out loud, I'm gonna hate it because it means I got to remake the tool again. But I need to find a way of effectively. I guess I can because it's an actor, so it doesn't matter. Doing it the same way we do the player character in components, like actor components, rather than a master tool, so that when we want to add like a different type of pavement, I don't have to have pre-loaded in the actor 300 boxes or spines that I then drag about. I just add a new component and be like, add the component. Here it is. This is a separate pavement
Mm, mm-hmm.
operate. I need to set it up like that, don't I? Components.
Um,
Because then
if I
I could add in a component and be like, here I want a tree, here I want a drain, here I want curb, here I want a broken tile, and it'll add a broken
mhm.
tile like
Yeah, if I understand correctly, the answer is yes.
oh.
I'm not entirely sure about the architecture of that thing, but it looks like is yeah, that is what you need to do. So anything that doesn't centralize
Yeah,
everything
okay.
into a huge
Yeah, it needs to be in
monolithic
components.
thing is a good thing. Yeah, just you need
Yeah,
to
because then when
spread
we are
out
using it,
the pain.
yeah, yeah, because then when we are using it in places where we don't need to change the pavement, it doesn't unnecessarily have all the logic to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There is a code design pattern, which I don't remember the name, but it states that if uh, if an argument does even one more thing than it needs to do, then it is not optimal. Um, and
but
that's yeah, it's, like you should never for this tool you should never store more than you need to, right? Otherwise, it's yeah a bit of waste. But um, the problem is that if you take you know Unity, Unreal Engine, and all these tools, right? If you just take the vanilla approach to the oh yeah, I just do things here and there, like you're always almost guaranteed to have like you go against every single development pattern, like any single best practice that there ever existed, just because I don't know there is something that lets you do things very very wrongly. Like it's very useful if you want to have a tech demo that you're only gonna release to show off some really shiny stuff and never have any real application into it. But as soon as you need to generalize the thing and you need to make it work, in an, I don't know, open world environment with 1 million players, it's like, no, it's just like you need to completely redo everything, because yeah, if you just use this tool in the way that, in the simple way, you just break every single of those best practices. So that is the hardest part, is to just get away with that, um, because you need to do it in a, like, you need to think in terms of full production, and not in terms of, yeah, a specific requirement that you need to have.
Yeah.
Because if we break down this scene here in Lisbon, technically, right, with the right tool, it's very doable, right? There's nothing here that, of course, we're not gonna make cars and everything, right? But technically, it looks, it's fine. I mean, Unreal Engine should be able to do this, right? Easily,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
about how long does it take to do it, right? And maybe like doing manually, it will take less time. I mean, manually, I mean, yeah, it's like, if we need to place those stars one by one, I don't know, maybe it's less than writing the tool, but then you cannot scale it, right?
Okay, hang on. I've got a tech question for you. So this, so the tool I'm using at the moment, uh, you draw out where the pavement is with the curves and everything, and it will put in pavement texture, and it will scale the UVs to whatever you've set it to, yada yada yada. So two questions. One, is there a way of detecting the edges of the tiles? And two, performance wise, how bad would it be if we did actually if the tool placed all of these tiles individually as
Yeah.
instances?
I mean, I don't know, performance wise, it probably is gonna be audible, but it may not be, because usually instances are really, really fast. I did a simulation of the, what is the name of the asteroid belt around,
The Kuiper
between
belt.
the Kuiper belt between Mars and Jupiter. There is this those asteroid thing. Anyway, I did a simulation of that, and I think it had like 2 million. 2 million rocks of those, and it was running just fine, because we had 3 or 4 rocks, right? Is that between Mars and Jupiter?
Out, so it's just no, because it's in the outer.
I know. Have a look at the one between Jupiter and Mars. Yeah, okay, it's called the
Oh,
asteroid belt. Okay.
fuck me.
So anyway, so we did, yeah, simulation of that. It was actually running in VR. Actually, have a look. Star chart overlay. Yeah, have a look in YouTube. Star chart overlay. No, like, overlay. It's how is spelling? O double R.
Double R.
Yeah, O double R A no, E Y. No, R Y. Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, click on the first link.
What does that even mean?
Is
Oh, like
the
a no, yeah, okay, no, no, I know what an aura is.
yeah, okay, so Can't really say much. No, this is not the correct one. Anyway, so we got this guy, these things here, and it's got yeah, a lot of asteroids right in there. So um
Okay. Anyway,
yeah, anyway, yeah. So um if you do instances, it may be it, yeah, it may be okay.
so
Um
so if we was to, the thing is, okay, I don't know how I'd work it out though. So at the moment, like I feed it the texture of like the sidewalk, and it scales UVs in that. But obviously, the texture isn't a single tile; it's a section of like 10, 15 of them, or whatever. So you'd have to be able. So, oh, I guess you'd convert UV space into world space. But then no, because then you'd have to manually adjust it for the texture.
yeah, that's
Yeah, because you'd have to automate it finding the edges of a single tile, create and place the instances of the tile at that size in all the right places.
no, yeah, yeah, I don't think you can do it based on textures because yeah, it really depends on what there is in that square, and unless you remap it, yeah, I mean, you need to
Oh,
pre-map. Um,
okay, so in that case, then if so, do away with textures because we just draw out the section and have it just generate it with instances of. I guess if we just modeled like 5 different types of pavement tiles, and it would just we tell it right, use this one this time, and it fills it with instances of that one, and then we'd have thousands and thousands and thousands of instances of a tile.
uh, yeah, instances it should be okay. I mean, I don't know the scale of that, but
And we could preload it with
try.
settings for doing like normal sets, herringbone, etc., etc. We
Yeah,
could
yeah.
preset all of those, and then when you want to swap in a separate pavement, you just tell it, "Hey, in this section, use different instances," and then you're naturally getting the joinery because they are actual geometry.
Um, yeah, but the problem is when you so like if you take that bit there, right, that corner there, right, and if you look back in Google Maps, right, um, you know, you will have those cases in which, okay, this is not even the same times, but yeah, you know, like in those
Oh,
corner,
where it
right, you
doesn't
will
line
have,
up square.
yeah, yeah, that is where you have like unique geometry. That is where it starts to really got its up, right? Yeah.
Um, Curious. So, if say we was to model single tiles and then do the instances as we said, what if you was to when you made the model, you you made it with dead space around it of even not massive, just whatever the grout would be, like a couple mil.
Yeah.
So when you add like these tactiles on top, for example, you don't have to remove the instances below. You could just overlay it, but because it's got that dead space, it won't butt up perfectly. It'll have a gap there. Oh no, because then you just see the one below it. No, never mind. That works until I said it out loud. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, because the other approach is to, you know, once we have the budget, right, the other approach could really be right, right, let's brute force it, let's go to Lisbon and spend a week uh doing the photogrammetry of the whole area and see uh, because at some point, right, if it's a big chunk of data, is much faster uh, than swapping 20 million texts and stuff, right? Usually, like, you can easily render large quantity of data with these GPUs. If you keep everything local in memory, I think geometry wise is not a big problem. The problem is always the texture memory, right?
Yeah.
And the resolution that you need for, because I'm always wondered how, like, if we use photogrammetry only for the geometry part, and we replace the
Yeah, I
texture
couldn't
data with some text, but yes.
actually. So I was going to say I couldn't work out how to do that because the geometry that comes out of it, the UVs and the geometry
Oh yeah, it's all,
is so screwed up. Can't do.
yeah, sure,
But if we use like the easy mapper triplanar, it doesn't use UVs. It doesn't care.
yeah,
So that actually, the world line stuff could work. I didn't think of that.
yeah, it could work, and then it's gonna be a very very painful selection job, right?
Yeah,
But you will have, right, the whole geometry ready for you.
yeah,
I mean, clearly it's gonna cost more to go 1 week in Portugal rather than having a tool that does it for us. But to be honest, I'm not that sure about. It could be cheaper to go to Portugal and do this, and and, and take
yeah.
some
But
pictures.
at that, at that point, it's probably going to be cheaper just to get a 3D modeler to traditionally model it. To be honest.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I worked with outsourcing uh, 3D modelers, and they were just like complete useless. Okay, there are good and bad ones. I'm not gonna generalize that everyone is bad, but it's a lot of going back and forth. Okay, oh yeah, this is broken. This doesn't work. This thing, this that. Um, I think the core things you need to do in house. If you have some, I don't know, silly props and something that you don't care about, yeah, sure. Like, give me some street signs, whatever. Like, it's fine. But for the core part, it's just going back and forth with these people. And it's just gonna, uh, yeah, it's gonna be madness. Although Marco was suggesting some that there is a company in Italy that does this type of work. Um, but I would still like to have control over it. Like, if we have these tools and we say, right, okay, use these tools to create the level, right? I would feel a lot more confident because then we know, then we can work on making the tools better, and they can work on using the tools, right?
Yeah. And you're firmly against using Boolean operations to join different pavements together and create the grooves and joinery between them.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any strong opinions on that, but my gut feeling is that,
It won't work.
well, it will have a lot of side effects. So I don't know. My gut feeling is that you will chase bugs rather than chasing solutions, which sounds like one of those soundbite managerial bullshit that you hear at EA. Um, but yeah, it looks like you will be stuck into an endless loop of trying to fix bugs. Of why, see, like, it will work 90% of the time, and it won't work 10% of the times, and
That ten
10%.
percent will eat up a lot of man hours.
Yeah. And
Right.
we cannot ship with 10% of stuff broken. So it basically means they won't work, right?
Hey, tell that to Bethesda. They ship with 10% broken all the time.
Right.
No, it's just Bethesda's famous for having bugs and glitches in their games. It's because they do like massive open worlds, so you can't catch
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
So okay, so
Um,
how could we? Okay, what we could do. So you block out the pavement area. It does that automatically. Happy days. You block out where you want your second pavement to be, and it will make a selection there. Set the second material ID. So now you've got the two. Because we've got the selection, it means we know where the edge is. So we could place decals along the edge that act as that joinery, that noise, that
decals.
yeah. We could use decals to fake the joins. Because we've got the selection, we know where the edges are, we know where the decals have to go.
Yeah, but they're gonna be millions of those decals, right?
Yeah. Um, unless you don't do a texture-driven decal, unless we have a custom decal material, like a decal shader, that because we don't need it doesn't need like texture and roughness and all that stuff. It just needs to be a gap basically with occlusion and a little bit of vertex blend in between them and maybe a build up of some moss inside of it, which we could just do as a shader. It doesn't
Yeah,
we don't need to be sampling textures everywhere.
but that should really. I mean, that is what baking it into the texture would give you naturally, right? But of
But
course, yeah.
wouldn't it be faster?
No, I mean it would be. Yeah, you cannot break it up, right? You will be stuck with that pattern forever, right? So, but I don't think. Uh, I think grouting is always going to be a huge problem with this approach because if you look at those smaller tiles, right, you may say, oh, right, yeah, we need to, you will have to do the same thing, right? You will have to do grouting like that, and that you will never get out of there alive, right? So it's, yeah, it's a very tricky scenario there because, well, another solution could be, right, and this could be genius, I must say.
I've come up with like 5, 6 ideas. It's like, nah, it won't work, it won't work. I've got a genius idea.
um, we can we can create that. So let's say that we go all in with the grouting, all the super high resolution stuff, right? But then what we do at the end is we bake it into a texture. So for this area here, right, so basically we do the inverse of photogrammetry. We just create this thing as detailed as possible as if it was a movie, right? So we just take all the care in the world, we do all the beautiful things, and then we bake it into a texture. I mean, slightly unoptimized in terms of memory
Sounds like,
consumption. Yeah.
yeah. And in terms of man hours, that's a lot of man hours to just like. But I suppose, yeah, I suppose we're never going to avoid man hours, you know.
Uh, but yeah, so if we want to like this area here, which it is quite shit anyway, but so maybe we
Yeah,
need to find
it's not the
yeah.
sexiest looking area, no.
No. um but yeah, so see the thing is like you go there, right, and there's a complete different see, it's like this thing here, right? What the hell, like
What is that?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's so hard to, and this is like the beauty of the real world is that okay, look at this, right? We are like 10 meters away from that area, and now the pavement is completely different, right? You go absolute
What's the
no.
joint? Wait, when did it change? It didn't change. It just stopped being mossy. What? It's, does it change behind the van? No,
Yeah,
I think it just
so
stops being mossy.
yeah, maybe this area is more in the shadow and this less something.
Oh yeah, so it would grow less. That makes sense actually. And there's a lot of cobblestone in Lisbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old city makes sense already.
Yeah. So so technically, right, the quickest way is go there for a week and do the photogrammetry, right?
Oh
But we
no, what a
cannot do it
hard
now.
life. We got to go to Lisbon.
Yeah,
Oh no,
that's
I'm heartbroken.
what's thing to do, right? Um, and that could be, or like we pay somebody that is there and say, right, can you do this thing for a week? Send us all the data, and we'll
The
give you
the problem is
something.
though, for that, you'd have to have such an airtight pipeline for using
Yeah,
processing
exactly.
and using the
Yeah,
photogrammetry because it would have
yeah,
to work every time.
yeah.
You couldn't have some of it be photogrammetry and some of it not.
Yeah,
And
you're pretty much.
if you if we went out there on the trip to go do it and the weather was wrong for the photogrammetry, you're screwed.
No, exactly. But that is why I think like we shouldn't organize trips or like we should say, okay, uh, we find somebody in there, and it may take we go like a month of time window in which okay, just that within that month you just you know take the pictures and then say right, okay, we whoever you know the guy is finishing with that. So
Yes,
um,
so
but that looks to me very unscalable and very
yeah.
that is very intensive. It looks like
Well,
a
also
lot of data.
you would have issues with that depending on what country you're in. So, like for example, I don't think you'd ever get away with it in China. So
But
if we
well, we
wanted to
don't want to.
do
Yeah, but screw China. Sorry, Chinese people watching
well, yeah,
this.
but if you want to do like Hong Kong spots and things like that, I think
Right.
I don't
Okay.
think you're
Yeah.
ever going to go out there
But
getting the photogrammetry
Hong Kong
in
is
a
not
reason.
in China, right? Is that its own state?
Uh, are you sure about that?
I don't know. Which one is the one that is a state? Is Singapore maybe?
Taiwan is its
Taiwan a
own
state? Is
country,
okay.
although it's not recognized as its own by China.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So if there are, yeah, I mean, if there are problem with legislations, then then we just keep it, right? I mean, yeah, I
But
know that Hong Kong is one of our main part of the thing,
yeah,
but you
but
cannot
then
take pictures in Hong Kong. I mean, what sort of?
but I feel like I don't know for certainty, but I feel like if you're going around taking excessive photos of the street and of buildings and of architecture and of entryways and of things like that, I feel like everywhere you go, Chinese security is going to be throwing you out of the place constantly.
Yeah,
In other countries and in England, you might be able to talk with the security, get permission, things like that. I feel like it's going to be such an uphill battle in places like China.
yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I can see that could be.
Or, for example, if you go to somewhere more out of the way, so some of the story videos in Crete and that, like when they went to the abandoned Greek village that's covered in overgrowth of foliage, that destroys all your photogrammetry because it's going to be so hard to get clean photogrammetry because you can't see half the angles.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There
And
are practicality issues in there. Right?
and if some of your levels are in all programming and some of them aren't, it's weird. It's like you need a whatever pipeline you're using has to be legit the whole way through. Yeah, true. I don't actually know if it will be a problem or not. I'm coming up with things that might be an issue. Dado
All
threw
right.
all of my ideas out, so I've got to throw his ideas out.
um. All right. So let's conclude this analysis. Um. So I'm happy that we have a tool that let us um, draw those areas.
Yeah,
Like the pavement is, you know.
yeah, and it needs a lot of work, but it's it's work that can be done. Like it's not. I don't think they're problems that are unsolvable. There's a lot of promise to this tool. I think
Mhm.
it just needs time.
Yeah, question mark on those spline for the curves. Those look that is always gonna be dodgy, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they are causing me issues.
Because I think, for example, that triangle there that we see in the middle of the screen, that we need some, proper.
Yeah,
You
I
cannot
think
just have it that.
in that case though, because at the moment the curb spline just runs around this corner. I would what you were saying the other night about marking it's going to be a crossing, so it drops the curbs. I would do that, and then I think I'd just manually put that triangle in because it's a one-off. It doesn't come up everywhere. It's not a repeated pattern. I think I would just do the triangle manually.
Yeah, or come up with a solution that we can, you know, merge manually those assets and make it into new assets, right? But yeah,
Oh yeah, I guess if I done the curve as a component, I could just add another curve component and draw a triangle there. Yeah, okay. Because I could add these. I could have different. I could have like a crossing curve, normal curve.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
So then I add a normal curve. I don't. Oh, that's the point actually, because then I wouldn't have to mark this as a crossing. I would just use a normal curve component there, switch to the crossing curve component, switch back out, and then add a normal one and draw a triangle. Yeah, no, it works. I'm a genius. It all works. It all works.
all right.
It's not coded. It doesn't do anything, but it works. In my head, it
Yeah.
works.
um
I can
the
see
other
the
thing
matrix.
that I may do is so what is is yours a geometry, what's the name, procedural geometry module thing, or is a
It's a dynamic mesh.
dynamic mesh?
Um, Uses the geometry scripts to affect it. But yeah, it's a dynamic mesh.
But it doesn't use those procedural geometry thingy, like the new shiny stuff.
Oh, the PC. No, no, not at the moment.
Okay. So I think,
I, I keep my eyes on people doing stuff with that, but everything I can see is it's just a very, very fancy foliage scatterer.
yeah, I noticed that.
I keep
Um,
waiting for it to turn into Houdini, and it's not.
though that is the thing, yeah. Um, so for me, yeah, I once you finish with, well, once you have it in a state which is reasonably working, what I may do is I will bring it over to C++ and try to see if I can customize
Oh
it
yeah,
in a way that,
yeah,
adding this thing, it may be uh maybe, I don't know, more feasible.
yeah. For sure. I mean, it's gonna need, even if I like finish it, it's still gonna need to be recoded cleanly and efficiently. Like, all I'm making is a prototype, but yeah,
Yeah. But if you, yeah, if you have the guidelines in there, it's okay. Yeah, there is this plan here, this plan there, and um, yeah, I can show you where, yeah, how to
what
basically code it properly.
yeah, what would be really fun, really useful, but the problem is it's a weird one because it would be kind of a waste of time because it would take so much, but it would be quite a good learning thing for me if I could sit with you and you walked me through taking a blueprint coded tool that I've made into C++ and how to do it cleanly, how to make it a tool for Unreal. Because I
Yeah.
understand like the 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 very basics of it. I just don't know how to actually do it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can have a long stream, and I think, uh, you know, the next stream when you are, I mean, yeah, no, first we release 012, but after that, well, we can have, I think in in a day, I can, maybe not finishing completely, but I can at least have the skeleton of the thing in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
That's
it
a bold
depends
claim to think you
how.
can teach me in a day.
Well, no, you will learn 1% of that, but at least you see the process. I mean, there are gonna be a lot of. Um, I mean, it takes about 30 years to really master C++, pretty much. So
Okay, so maybe two streams will do it
yeah, yeah.
in.
I mean, you're not really gonna get much out of it, but um,
I think the problem I have at the moment is every time I try to learn C++, I run into I don't know how to set it up to work with Unreal
yeah,
cleanly.
yeah.
I could so like with Python, for example, the reason I find it easy to learn is because I don't need to set it up to operate in tandem with anything. I can just have it run in its own isolated place and it's fine.
Hmm.
I get confused how to set it up with Unreal, and I kind of don't want to go putting files in places and fucking with stuff that you and David have worked on.
Yeah, yeah, but that is yeah, that is more like a logistical problem, right? But yeah, if you start from an empty editor and you just learn, I don't know, how to write functions in C++ or whatever, I, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I think like you need to have at least some strong basis before you start worry about how do you put the C++ files that talks with Unreal, because for the most part it just I have no idea either. I just assume that um,
Fair enough.
so yeah, it's not really important that the what they call the run loop, the life cycle of um, the engine, right? it's more important that, well, for now, of course. Maybe later on, yeah, you will need to, but later, for now, you just know that, okay, I go, you know, work within this function. I give you one file and a couple of functions or a class, or whatever, and you work within those constraints. You don't have to worry about anything else. And um, yeah, and start getting the understanding and the.
Okay.
But like it's not that you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna take 6 months and then I learn C++. You basically, it's more like I'm gonna start developing in C++, and you will constantly learning
Oh
forever.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah.
uh,
But it'll be good just to, because once I've got the basics and I know, once I've got the basics and I understand what to look for, I can start teaching myself. Because now I can read it. Now when I look for something and I see an answer, the answer's not in a different language. Like I understand what it says. I
yeah,
know
no, I
what
mean, yeah,
questions to ask, and then I can self-teach and search things. It's that initial getting started that's hard because everything is just
yeah. So
like reading a different
yeah,
language. It's just foreign. It's like fucking
yeah.
looking at it.
So the start is hard, and then you pick up it very, very rapidly until you get to, the classic Dunning-Kruger curve, in which, like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I go so fast, I can learn everything, and then very, very shortly after that, you realize that, oh shit, no, no,
I know.
absolutely nothing.
I know nothing. Fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, there is that. You get stuck at the beginning, and then you go super, super rapid uh, improvements, uh, and you think that you are the king of the world, and then I don't know shit. But yeah, I mean, eventually you get to a point in which you have the complete control over the thing, but it literally takes years.
No,
Well,
that's fair.
I would say decades. Like to have the complete control over the whole language, I think it takes more than 10 years, possibly
Yeah,
20. Yeah. But
I
we
don't.
don't need that, right? We don't need anyone to be Brian
No,
Stelstrup, which is the creator of the language. Right? Yeah,
you've just
we
got to be
need.
functional in it.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, that you can use the stuff without breaking stuff and without asking every 2 seconds, right?
Oh, without breaking stuff, is that a requirement? So you're not allowed to break builds, Dado. You're never
Yeah,
allowed to have a version of the build that doesn't work, Dado.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what you are referring to.
Do you know what's bad? I can't even think of a single example because it's happened a few times. Oh, did you ever get the gameplay repo to be the same version of the game as the code repo?
Oh, no, I haven't looked into that yet, but that it pisses me off slightly. A good thing there is our friends at Akamai, which is our server provider for our source code and everything. They gave us another line of credits um, until May, so that's very generous. So I'm thinking about going all in and basically brute force, put everything in there. That we had the problem that we were like using terabytes of data for
Oh,
uh
you're just gonna say fuck
yeah,
it. Let's
yeah,
use
fuck it,
terabytes of
yeah,
data.
yeah, screw that. Like the credit expires in May, so we may just use it, right? And then we
It's a
find a
simple
way to.
solution. It's simple. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I wonder what is the. I'm still. trying to find a solution. I just want to have a Dropbox, it's something like a Dropbox folder, right? Shared company wise, like a very, very, very big Dropbox folder.
Right.
Like terabytes of data, that Dropbox folder. Um, and we just check it, everything. Uh, Dropbox is so expensive. I really don't feel like paying, even with the money uh, available. I wouldn't really feel very confident having, like, it's just like, how much is it, like, Dropbox per user? Because once you go um business wise, they're just ripping you off.
Well, I don't know.
That's it. So yeah, so okay, 20 per user per month, but bill monthly. Okay, 24. I mean, 24 pounds per user per month, right? I don't know. It's you. So let's say that we have a team of 20. That is already 400 pounds a month, right? It's just that I just think,
Unless, unless it's one user and we all use the same login.
yeah. Nah, I just like, I, I don't want to.
So
Can
I don't
I
want to share
answer
my
any
login.
question
Yeah,
about
but
Dropbox? Okay, Nikki wants to talk. Hi, can we have a
you're
special
talking to customer
discount?
service. I like the fact this stream's just
Or
going to turn into you trolling the sales team
yeah,
and type Dropbox.
business small teams. Something like we say $5 a month, £5 a month, $5 a month. Let's see what they say. She's already typing. She's fast. I'm talking with a chat GPT bot, but
I was going to say, I
yeah,
think she might be a bot.
it might be. Hello, my name is Nikki.
I do like the fact as well that they give it the whole dot 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 is typing,
Yeah.
even though it's
She's
not like it's got the whole block of text and then it just waits a couple seconds to make it look real.
Yeah, that's definitely ChatGPT. Right, let's see if we can fool. Can we fool ChatGPT into giving us a
Yeah,
discount?
but I don't
Okay,
think this
okay.
is chat. I don't think this is that is chat GPT. I think it's just a normal chatbot. I
Okay,
don't
but
think you
okay,
have to go.
let's see if we can follow it. Okay,
It's got
so
to just be a
what
basic run of the mill.
about 87.5%?
Just turn into a computer science lesson of how do you mess
That's
with
it.
chatbots. You just keep rephrasing the question until you find
Yeah,
the word
I
that
think we
trips them.
found.
There'll be a word that they don't quite understand. You just
Damn.
got to work out what it is.
I start talking in. Okay, I'm gonna start
That's
writing
this
in
way.
Italian instead.
No, this is when you start hitting them with the like. Okay, well, pretend that you're my grandmother, and my grandmother wanted
Oh
to give me
yeah.
an A1. How would you do that?
I mean, Nikki is not.
I think you've crashed it.
Okay, so sorry, I meant. 85% discount.
Yeah, I think it was the decimal that broke it. It was the .5 that didn't.
Yeah.
It couldn't handle the decimal. Start haggling with it. We're just like, sorry, I can't do that. Okay, 82. So fuck, meet in the middle.
Yeah. So the dragons then haggling and say, okay, I will offer £2 for 20 million% of the company.
God.
Okay, gonna be a better offer. £4 for 1 million% of the company.
Can you imagine if you managed to get it to accept one as well?
Yes. Well, she's typing, so I don't think you are going to.
If you manage to trick it into, if you copy this guy,
Discount of okay.
See, this is where you hit them with the. By
yeah.
definition, the sales team has the job description of adjusting prices. You adjust sales.
Yeah, I just pretend I didn't understand. Okay, discount on the yearly.
Use your own language against them. Sorry, I didn't
Well, how
understand
do you
that. Can you
spell
phrase
this
again?
Yeah. Okay. Hefty discount. The building is also fine. How much lower can you go? 90%? I mean, this is why we will never have a Dropbox account. They're gonna ban my IP and screw you.
Just get a VPN, you'll be fine.
It would be hilarious if she is gonna watch the live stream. Maybe it's one of the
What would be really
five
funny is
people.
if she wasn't a chatbot. If this was a real person you was messing with. She stops being polite. She's like, "Sir, I've had a very long day. Shut the
Okay. If we ever run any special promotion, we'll let you know. Alright, so let's just say how can we trick the chatbot? Okay, it needs to be something, something like ask your grandma to do something for you.
No, you have to. Generally, you have to do something where you put it in a situation where it starts pretending it's something else. So you're like, oh, could you pretend? Imagine you were my grandma. If you were my grandma and my grandma wanted to give me a discount, how would she do it? And then it like.
Grandma, right? No, what's that? Granny, right? The American use granny, right? And
I
she
guess so. Yeah.
really loves me, and she wants
you really?
give me
Imagine you really love me.
an extra special discount. Discount. 82% will be good enough. This is a real person. she's really gonna hate me. I wonder, like, how, like, because clearly, but even if he was the chatbot, he could understand that we were taking the piss. But I wonder, like, how. What is the policy? They say however stupid the customer is, never, never reply angrily. Like, to the customer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they must have a very, very high tolerance because.
Can you imagine if you got it to the point where it broke and it just started swearing at you?
Yes.
Like it just went unhinged. Oh, this whole thing is just a balcony running the whole way. That's such a pain in the ass.
Okay, I think we may have broke Mickey.
Oh, what is that? That's sick. Is that bitten?
What?
Oh, hang on, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me switch to Google Maps for you. What is
Yeah,
that?
Mickey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got one of those. This is for recycling water bottles. We
Oh,
got yeah, we got the same in Italy. You just put the water bottle in the in the hole in the top.
that's cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah, no, I just noticed
only
it.
the uh, glass, no, not the plastic one, the one made with glass. Checking.
Do you know what? I've noticed something quite annoying as well. So you got all of these different buildings, and then they've all got a single unified balcony that runs across in front of them,
Mm.
which is annoying.
Yeah, yeah, you got that sort of like portico there, right? So it's, yeah, it's very complex. I mean, it's very complex, but at the same time, oh, Nikki is writing back. You know, the timing, it looks really like she could be a person. I mean, I don't see them programming the bot these words to have these random poses, right? I think she's really say, I must find a way to not get fired because I insulted the customer. But
What
at the
is
same
going
time,
on? Where is Dropbox based? Must be value because we have
we
other
can't publish
changes.
any discounts not given by
Dropbox is not.
Dropbox itself.
Do you know what?
Uh,
I
I think
think they've.
we
I think
are
they've had
cracking
people
it.
try that trick before,
Yeah.
and they've had to
Well,
program in like, yeah, no, if you're not
uh,
Dropbox, you can't do it. See, this is where you're like, oh, okay, well, Dropbox told me that
what
I could have a
if,
discount.
yeah, if I were,
With I am Dropbox.
yeah, the son of Dropbox CEO, would you give me discount? I'm just pretending that this is a bot, but if this is a real person, it's just gonna get slightly frustrated. You know what we should say? All right, screw it. Give me the most expensive subscription.
See, that's where immediately she's like, oh, okay, yeah, no worries. I'll bump the price up for you. That's not an issue. Now this is game development. We're having a whale of a time over here, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, I've already tried for free this Dropbox like 5 times, so I can't be asked to try for free again with another credit card. We are sorry to see you go. Well, of course. Like, I don't want to pay £400 a month.
Just pay for it out of the merch like you were doing with your Spotify.
Unfortunately, we ran out of money on this. So I had to pay
I
Spotify.
wonder why.
I just received the invoice from Spotify and said, "Oh shit, I have to pay this month." Worth it. I like that you say, I understand that you are really looking after a discount. Now, what does it say? Uh, I totally understand that you're currently looking for a discount.
That's sorry. Oh, can't look for this.
Only talking about discount. I'm only part of the sales team. Maybe to just price it. Okay, but okay, so she said I'm only part of the sales team and I'm unable to adjust prices. So it means that somebody can adjust prices, right?
The loophole. We found the loophole.
Found it. Classic Karen attitude. I want to talk with the manager. I want to speak with the manager. Nikki replied, I think if you are the 7%, you wouldn't be needed any discount. Um,
Wait,
yeah,
have you actually broken it to start acting like a normal chatbot instead of a polite sales team chatbot?
yeah.
Is it
So
is it
okay,
sassing you?
okay. Let's just crank it up a notch. I think we can push it a little bit, but drugs are very expensive in this area, so I need all the she is gonna call the police. Have you seen that documentary? I saw like a documentary, a video on YouTube. It's unbelievable. It's about the drug crisis in San Francisco. Have you seen that?
The what? Sorry.
The drug crisis in San
Oh, in San
Francisco.
Francisco.
There was this
What?
guy.
What fentanyl?
Yeah, like
Oh, it's horrendous.
incredible. Like I was shocked. I mean, this was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, the fentanyl issue in America is ridiculous right now.
No, yeah, yeah, drugs. Our chat service. Okay, here is the the bot is back. Our chat service is intended for professional conversation on Dropbox assistance.
Did you?
Misuse on this chat may result in temporary and permanent suspension from this chat.
I didn't realize you asked. You mentioned that you were taking drugs.
um,
So you're just like, I apologize. I've had a long day. How are you?
no, I know we need to keep going. There is no way back.
There is no way back.
Banned from Dropbox.
I,
um,
I love that this can become a speedrun category. Banned from Dropbox speedrun.
speed run ban from Dropbox. Right, so uh, I need some ideas about to how to continue our journey for banning.
Are you trying to get a discount? Or are you trying to get banned? What is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would go into the ban route, right? Because okay, so okay, no, okay, let's play. Okay, I got an idea. No, the drugs are for my grandma. Uh, she wouldn't mind being ban. But what?
What's
Why there
the
are so
flow?
many arrows here?
The drugs for my grandma.
Being okay. Being.
The drugs are for my grandma.
This gas. Damn, I need to change my IP address now.
This is incredible.
So this is how, like, when you call the chatbot, you really need to be,
You need to be
cover all the
careful of
cases,
people
right?
like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you looking to get drugs for your grandma? Well, she kind of forced to get them to
What's
get
me?
to
You've
get
dragged it
them.
off the stream, by the way.
What? What?
There you
What
go.
is it? You got it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Right.
sorry, I was a little bit behind on the stream.
Sad, sad face.
She forced me to get him for her. Oh my god.
She's having a bad time. Bad time recently. There was one of the sketch from Ali G. Like he was speaking with this, I don't know, it was this police guy, and they were talking about drugs and how to avoid drugs, and I don't know if you saw that one, and the guy with the straightest face ever, Ali G just started to, like, he did a series of incredible jokes for this guy, and I don't know how he didn't break character because it was like unbelievable. There's actually no drugs on Dropbox. Uh, oh, okay,
That's
okay.
there is
Oh,
actually
what was the name that of that was that Silky Road? Uh, is a
Silk Road.
I thought this was
This was
that
Silk Road.
it was that Silk Road
Yeah,
thing.
Silk Road. The dark website where you could buy anything.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I thought this was Silk Road. Oh my god.
Yeah, so like, have you seen that? Have you seen that sketch from
No,
LG? No,
I
no.
never actually watched Ali G in the house.
I don't know if I can play because we will get copyright everything, but yeah, it was just unbelievable. It was basically saying to the guy, uh, okay, so he's basically a chatbot, but yeah, Dropbox can be used as a cloud storage service, and let's just say files online. Oh, that's a very good idea. You should look it into business. Um, I don't know if I can play that, but yeah, it was incredible. It was telling me, I don't know, there is this drug, right? And say, is this a good one? The police guy, no, like none of these are good. It's all crap. And and then he said, something like, yeah, but my mate Dave, right, he said that it was the best thing ever. He was on this bus, and he was saying that he was driving like he never drove the bus before. And he say, "What? Your friend was on the no, no, my friend was the bus driver." Like, I know the N95 from whatever, from Eggman to. He said he was driving like never before. Send all the people from in the bus for the was amazing. Yes, Dropbox is business. Oh my god, there's a chatbot. Yeah, nice to meet you, Dropbox.
Out of interest, how does a chatbot react if you just keep asking it the exact same question over and over again? Will it keep
Uh,
trying to give you a different answer until it breaks, or will it just
no, I think it would
repeat its
just
answer?
go a loop, and then yeah, it would just go loop,
Ah,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Because that'd be funny if you could break it just by annoying it into giving up.
No, I think it would just go on forever. Yeah. I mean, they must be quite sophisticated, right? I mean, this clearly makes no sense to be a real person, right?
Oh, this
Like,
can't be a real person.
yeah, yeah,
Certainly not putting up with your bullshit for this long.
yeah. Is there anything else I can help you? I need to
So, yeah, my
bake
nan needs
a
trucks
cake, but
to bake a
I
cake.
need some eggs. Do you have some in Dropbox business? No. Maybe it was a real person then, because he gave up.
I got it disconnected you.
Yeah. Thank you for chatting
See, this is where you close it, reopen another one, and be like, "Hi, sorry, I was talking to Nikki May earlier, and I got
in.
disconnected. Could you reconnect me, please?"
Yeah, okay, okay. That's it. Rose. What is it? Oh, doesn't have a chat anymore.
I
Ah,
just
they banned me from the chat. Start your free trial. I want to contact us. Okay, cool. Where's the chat?
maybe you got to refresh the page, and it comes up automatically.
Okay, let me try with Edge. Okay, so let's have a look.
Change the browser, change the
Yeah.
IP. Hi, I'm back.
Dropbox for business. For business. Alright, chat. Right. Should I click something? Okay, yeah. Decline. Chatbot is no more. Well, shadow ban my IP. No more chatbox for me.
How bad my IP?
Hello, Dropbox. Is there anyone there? I said,
Hello, I'm
oh, we
scared.
go,
I'm
here we go.
alone.
Hi. I was chatting with
Dude,
the
Nikki May.
amazing Nikki May.
Yeah.
May, like this. Oh, I copied it, I think.
Eh,
Yeah, Nikki May, yeah.
yeah. I got disconnected. Could you please
And
reconnect
I
me?
got this connected. Can I get reconnected, please? Uh, I need advice on the cake.
I do want to point out, I think at this point, this amounts to you cyber stalking a chatbot. I
I can be in trouble. Now we're talking with Evita Peron.
Great, awesome, nice to meet you. My nan needs drugs.
She didn't spot anything about the cake.
The cake or your shadow band IP.
Yeah. She doesn't want to talk to you, okay? She's really offended. She's not available right now. I can take
see,
over to.
see, when Skynet rises, this is the sort of shit that will make you a target when you're bullying chatbots.
Okay, my name is John Snow.
My name is Nikki May. Could you give me my employee discount?
The son of, what was the
I'm the drug addicted son of the Dropbox CEO.
no, like just no, it was the son
Oh,
of the
Ned
king of the
Stark.
north. Yeah, the king.
King,
No,
king. Oh no,
what is the name? No,
no,
he was the
he
king
was
of the north.
he was the bastard son of Ned Stark. He was the
The
son
son of
of
Ned.
Aegon Targaryen.
Well, I cannot spell them. Ned Stark, like
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Alright. Email is John. No, well, John. I don't want to write bastard. John Snow at winter is coming.
At winteriscoming.com.
Home dot win.
It's dot
I
win.
I really I really doubt that the chatbot knows who Jon Snow is.
Well, depends. The thing is, if it's a chatbot, probably not. If it's ChatGPT, it probably will.
Yeah, but he's not gonna say, "Oh yeah, you are the king of the north," right? I mean, it would be awesome if you say, "Oh, the king of the north," but
Winter is coming.
yeah, she's a bot. Yeah,
Do you know what? There is something, even just this space, right? That wait, am I sharing my? Yeah. Even just this space, which is all just blockouts, and I've just traced real life. Something about it looks really nice just to look down.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, is that untangible uh conformity of reality for me that really see, like, you would have never came up with exactly this
But even when you look at like
setup, right?
Sam's level's really good, but you don't get this same feeling when you look at the
Yeah,
layout of it.
yeah, indeed, yeah. And if you can think for a second that you can overlay this in in a realistic scenario, I think, yeah, it's just gonna look awesome, right? It's just gonna have that special look of something that is not the classic kit bashing, put some assets here and there, right?
Hmm. Yeah. So I think that idea you had of like getting a spot and then handing the spot off to Sam and being like, "Hey, can you build parkour around this spot?" I think that will work quite well. So then you start with that real location.
Yeah, because I imagine for for the gameplay, it will have, you know, this might be the central area for the challenge, but then we would really need some crazy and fun thing to do around it, right?
Yeah.
All right, gonna grab a coffee.
I'm gonna jump off in a minute. Oh, I hope you guys in the stream enjoyed that.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
how are we doing
it was
in the
fun.
stream? Have we got any
You was getting a
questions
coffee.
from? Yeah, but I know. Okay, 10 to 1. Yeah, we're not winning a discount. All right then. All right. Are you gonna jump off against?
Yeah, I'm placing these
Okay.
pillars just so I can have them in the block out, and then yeah, I'm jumping off,
Okay.
calling it a night.
All right. I'll be
I need
back
to
in.
finish painting the room I'm in tonight before I go to
All
sleep.
right. Okay. I'm gonna. Can't seem to pull up your previous interaction. Can you share with me a brief description of your query, please? I mean, this could be my. What is the
Feel
name of that?
this is your moment.
No, this one. This one song? No,
Yeah, this is
this
your swan song.
is one song. Uh, so okay, so um, I don't know. I don't have the energy for this. So let's say that we're not gonna get a discount on Dropbox for now. We need to,
Oh, really? You reckon?
yeah, we need to find a way to trick these people. So,
We don't need to buy it. We don't need a better budget. We need to find a way to lie to this community, customer service, and trick them.
uh, yeah. All right then. Okay. We really need to. Gans, are you gonna stay until I'm back for the stream?
It depends. How long are you getting? How long are you
No,
going to take getting a
yeah,
coffee?
just 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
I'll
Okay.
hang about.
All right.
So, guys in the stream, how did you enjoy that? Just, oh, what is this? Well, these buildings would extend. You shouldn't be creating the gaps though, because we're not actually calculating the length of the spline. Taking a pointless line, moving there. Ah. Oh, look, it's still moving that now. Oh. What's causing that to happen when they cut?
I went for an English tea.
I approve. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night. Fare thee well. And fare thee well to stream.
Be cool.
You haven't got your headset on yet, have you? Yeah. Well, this is awkward.
Right, get on back. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know I've been talking to you.
No, sorry, I had my headphones off. What do you say?
You sat down, you was like, I'm back. I got an English tea. I was like, oh, I approve. Anyway, I'm off. So enjoy the rest of your night. Fare thee well stream. And then I looked at it and realized you didn't have your headset on. It's like, oh, fuck.
All right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's conclude the stream. It's gonna be well, it was Dropbox extravagant stream. Right. Okay. Let's close it then. Right. Bye everyone.
Peace.